what are your overall reactions to All In?
Well, I think my overall reaction, I definitely agree with everybody. Initially, when I was watching it, I was a little concerned, and that's more so because of the layout of matches.
Right.
I think what they did was they went heavy with the title matches and some of the bigger matches towards the tail end of the show, which ultimately I thought was it ended up being a good idea. It served them well. Going into it, a couple of the first matches, I was a little nervous because some of the guys that aren't as well known, you had the Stephen Amell match, which was what it was. And I thought it was on a path to disappoint because of how much hype actually went into this.
I think a lot of people also believe, at least their initial reaction was, it wasn't exactly what they expected, but then as they digest it,
right,
it was what they expected.
Exactly. That's how
Case in point here, the spot involving Hangman Page, who really impressed me on this show.
That dude's money. He's going to be a big star whether he stays in the independent scene or decides to go to WWE. I think he's going to be a big star wherever he is.
Well, his whole thing with Joey Ryan, obviously you don't watch Being the Elite.
No, I do watch it, but and this will be one of the points I make a little later on. I do watch it. I don't watch it on a consistent enough basis to follow what was going on, but we'll get into all of that.
And I think some people that do not follow Being the Elite thought that the Joey Ryan return was kind of unneeded and stupid.
Yeah.
But if you watch Being the Elite, you thought it was a great spot and a great moment in the All In pay-per-view.
Right.
Me personally, I do watch on a consistent basis, really since the start of the All In announcement.
Yep.
And the story between Stephen Amell and Christopher Daniels, that Amell is a rookie and Daniels is going to expose him. I thought that was a good storyline coming in. Okada and Marty Scurll, where Scurll was saying that despite being a junior heavyweight, he can compete with heavyweights. And to me, that was the best match of the night. Marty Scurll, you say Hangman Page is going to be a star. I think, unfortunately, if Marty Scurll was 40 pounds heavier, he is the next wrestling superstar.
I don't think it matters anymore, and I think these guys are, and this could be another topic for another time, but I think these guys are really setting the precedent for, guys who aren't necessarily your traditional WWE cutout. This is a guy that's going to be 250, 260 muscle-bound wrestlers. I think that they're really putting guys like Marty Scurll or guys who aren't necessarily that, physically imposing, putting them on the map and showing that they can still compete and it can still be believable. Even in WWE, you have Daniel Bryan, but that's a whole nother topic.
Right. But, Marty Scurll, despite being 195, has an incredible match with Okada, who's arguably the best wrestler in the world.
One could argue that.
They told a great story throughout the match. And maybe besides the Joey Ryan return, maybe my favorite spot of the night was where Okada's going for the Rainmaker, and he puts up 205. Mm-hmm. And when he goes for the 5, Scurll grabs his finger and does the finger breaker. I thought that was unbelievable. They protected his chicken wing finisher, that he couldn't fully grasp the hold, so he couldn't get Okada to the tap. Yeah. And the Pentagon Jr. Kenny Omega match was good. The Chris Jericho spotting was good.
Did not see that coming at all.
No, especially
that was great.
I mean, this is just the evolution of this new character with Chris Jericho that is just continuing to evolve, and he has really, really worked everybody in this, and saying he wasn't going to do anything in North America to disrespect Vince, and here he is at the biggest independent show. Yep. Really with no announcement that he was going to be there, and shows up really to promote his Rock and Wrestling Cruise, which is coming up at the end of the month. So I like the move. Do I think he'll end up going back to WWE because of this? This is a question to ask. As far as the main event, they were rushed.
They were. They
were
had to
rushed.
Cut 12 minutes from that match.
Right.
Said.
Right. They were rushed, but you couldn't tell initially because of the wrestlers in there. And this was my first time watching Bandito. Mm-hmm. I've seen a few Kota Ibushi matches. I've seen a couple with Rey Fenix with his stuff in Impact and whatever. And Rey Mysterio looked really good.
He did.
He did not look like he was at the tail end of his career. He looked really good. The Young Bucks looked good. Ibushi looked good. They all looked good for the limited time that they had. And the fact that they were able to cut in with 3 seconds left on their airtime.
Don Callis barely got the got out whatever he was going to say
Right.
to go off the air.
And the graphic went up. So,
Yeah.
you know, great job. And because I have a TV background, I do take production value
Lower thirds and all that
and
stuff.
all that
Right.
stuff. And the production value was really, really good.
Yeah, and that was one of the things that I was a little concerned about going into this, because if this was being pushed as one of this big event, which it was, and that's the way it was going to be, received and expected from the fans, you didn't want to go into this watching it. At least I didn't want to go into this watching it thinking, okay, this is like a low budget indie show, and there's no way this can ever compete with the WWE. I didn't think that for a single second from the beginning of the show towards the end of the show. A couple things here and there, but overall I thought they did a really, really good job, especially for it being their first pay-per-view.